This time we'll call to order the January 20th, 2026 regular meeting of the Newton County Board of Commissioners. I'll ask Commissioner Mason if you'd have our invocation, and followed by Commissioner Edwards. Our pledge to the flag, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Let us all bow our heads. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for bringing us back to this place of business one more time. We thank you for all that you've done for our community and all that you are about to do. We ask that you give us clear wisdom, knowledge, and understanding on how to proceed to do the business of Newton County so that it may grow and be all that you have called and desired for our community to be. We ask that you continue to bring unity, love, growth, and continue to edify and advance our community in the way that you would have it to be. And continue to touch each one of the leaders here on tonight so that we may have clear understanding of what is being presented and the data and make the best decision that we can. We thank you, we praise you, and we give you all the honor and glory. Amen.
Thank you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. At this time, I'll entertain a motion for the adoption of the agenda.
So moved.
Do we have a second? Okay, all in favor? It's unanimous. Thank you. Item number 4 is our public comments. At this time, we'll allow the public to comment, voice your concerns or opinions regarding agenda topics only. Each speaker will have 3 minutes. So if we have anyone, we do. Come on up, sir.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. Dennis Taylor. I have homes in District 1, District 5, and some land in District 3. I don't have an agenda. I believe it's agenda item number 8, moving SPLOST bonds to long-term investment in Georgia 1. Madam Chairman, I've spoken on SPLOST many times up here over the years. I'm pretty much an expert on it. I've studied it since the creation. It's the best tax we can have if we build it on needs, and we do what we say we're going to do in the referendum. Madam Chairman, I'm no lawyer, but there's big doubts within me as if this is even legal. Madam Chairman, when these citizens behind me watch it on video out in the county, went out and voted, took their time to give you SPLOST, and are spending their dollars supporting that SPLOST, I think they expect you to take that money, turn it over quickly, and do the projects in a timely manner. And you don't do this by putting in a long-term investment. I don't know what the deal is here. And from what I read, unless the law changed, if you put it in this Georgia Fund 1, although it's deemed safe, it's not insured by the FDIC or any bank. That may have changed, but last I read, it does not. So, District 5 Commissioners got something on the agenda tonight about transparency, which is good. This is a good time to be transparent. Good time to discuss this item completely and not just go and vote on it. The people, if they see you throw something in a long-term investment, their idea is that you have no plans to do those projects for a long time. And don't give them that interpretation. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else?
Good evening. My name is Annette Alston. I'm from, I live in the Trelawney subdivision. I'm speaking to agenda item 20, and I'm very happy to hear that the Southside Commissioner Edwards District is getting their recreation center. Why is Westside still waiting to get their recreation center? A center that was actually proposed before the Southside Recreation Center was proposed. The Trelawney subdivision, which used to be in District 3, is now in District 4, but it's close enough that we would reap the benefits of having a recreation center there on the west side. We're very close, and it would be convenient for the residents of Trelawney. Many parents have complained about their children not having a place to play. The county seems to be more concerned with allowing developers to build apartments and homes on top of each other, with little concern about the makeup of a healthy community. What makes up a healthy community? Schools that are not overcrowded, green spaces, recreation, libraries, and even coffee shops. We don't even have a pool. With all the movie industries that have come through here, you would think we would have a movie theater. But we are leaving the planning of our community developers that probably don't even live here. Mr. Cooper, have you met with your constituents yet to discern what they want?
Ma'am.
I hope I'm wrong, but
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but this is for agenda items.
this is an agenda item, and this is concerning agenda item 20, which is the Southside Recreation Center. And we're asking why the Southside Recreation Center, which we're glad was built, and the West Side was not. And we understand that money was even possibly given to, proposed to be given to the Boys and Girls Club, which I have absolutely nothing but love for them. But they already get money from various entities nationally. We want that money to be used for what it's earmarked for. So this overly dense District 3 can have some beautifully nearby outlets for their families. Dr. King said the time is always ripe to do what is right. Know that until we're doing what is right, we are going to continue to fight.
I'm actually talking to two items tonight, which is also number 20. Congratulations on District 1 receiving their park. And I'm really shocked because it was an issue when District 3 wanted the West Side Park. I am speaking to item number 20. That was an issue in regards to why do we need more parks? But now you're about to have one being finished in December 2026. My other issue is I have never seen placed as a bid for a project manager for all the other projects. We have been using the same project manager over and over again. And Newton County does have a resolution in place to make sure that there's equality and equity when it comes to the bids. And so there has not been a bid. Our project manager is not a full-time employee. They are a consultant. And there's other people who have asked to do various things within this community. Why do we use the same project manager? I'm also glad that Commissioner Long has put number 21 on the agenda, because in 2023, I created a resolution for this situation, so I'm glad that somebody is listening. The board didn't want to listen about transparency and access to the public. But where is District 3 Park? Thank you.
Hello, I am also referencing item number 20, just coming as a concerned parent and citizen in District 3. Just wanted to know what's going on with that. Like, what's the status? Like, can we move forward? Commissioner Cooper, I know you're representing us, and as a former police officer, I'm sure you've seen a lot of things with juveniles, and that's one thing that we need in our area so we can prevent a lot of things going on. In my community, which is the Oak Hill area, we have a lot of children who have their basketball courts on the street, and that's an HOA violation, but they have no other choice. What else can they do? There's nothing there for them. So please consider that.
I'm also here to address item 20. That's my daughter over there. And my daughter is constantly telling me about how there's so little to do in Newton County. Her friends, her classmates, it's not fair to them. They are our future. They deserve a place to play. They deserve a place to have activities. They deserve a place to not be idle and have, the opportunity to do things that they shouldn't be doing. We want to complain about how our kids are reacting and acting in society now, but we have an opportunity through this recreation center to be able to provide something for them to occupy their time in a positive way. What is the delay? Is this not important to you? Are our children not important to you? Just ask yourselves that. Thank you.
Good evening, board. My name is Maya, a resident of District 3. I too want to speak to item number 20. Our community, we're saying District 3, but this also affects District 2 and 4. A couple of weeks ago, Factory Shoals Park, you guys agreed to give them more money. That project was after the West Side Community Project. We had a town hall meeting this Thursday, and all of you were invited, and we had one commissioner show up and hear from the people. We know that you all claim to be wise people, and I'll give you credit for that, but we didn't vote you in for your decisions. We voted you in, or you were appointed District 3 to represent. And so we're waiting for that representation. At that town hall meeting, a builder was there, and he said, I want to talk to you, because he knows that the money is there, just like you all do. Do the right thing, please. Thank you.
Good evening. I will address agenda items 7B, 8, and 20. Item 7B proposes repeal conflicting ordinance, provide effective date and other purposes to the retirement pay rates for judges. The ordinance is clear. Judges retiring before 2021 receives the same percentage rate as active judges, but not less than their own salary. Judges retiring after 2021 gets 2/3 of active judges' rates. There is no discrepancy. Therefore, the rationale to update this ordinance remains unclear when our county may face significant financial pressures from state and federal budget cuts. What specific data or circumstances have prompted this update at this juncture? And how does this proposal fit within our broader efforts to manage expenditures? Please explain the rationale and to consider the long-term financial impacts before making changes to the ordinance. While I do not oppose item 8 for the resolution to authorize investments in the GF1, I am concerned about the 2023 SPLOST lack of detail in the one-page summary. Over 20% of allocations go to incorporated cities managing their own funds, with apparently little county oversight. The summary lacks project-specific breakdowns, timelines, or status updates for all allocations. This absence of granular information impedes meaningful oversight and public understanding of how SPLOST funds are being deployed. Your constituents expect not only responsible management of these tax revenues, but also clarify about how funds are allocated and spent. Such transparency is vital for building public confidence, ensuring equitable distribution of resources, and demonstrating progress on commitments made to voters when the SPLOST was approved. In the absence of this level of detail, it becomes challenging to assess whether SPLOST objectives are being met and whether there are delays or discrepancies in project delivery, unless this is the board's objective. Lastly, agenda item 20 addresses the extension of the completion date for the Southside Community Park. Several issues merit closer scrutiny. First, there appear to be inconsistencies in the funding for the park's development. The SPLOST financial summary has a line item for the project totaling $2 million, but Ascension's website states that they are doing numerous expansions and renovations to multiple facilities under the Parks and Recreation project umbrella for $2 million. These discrepancies raise questions for the community. I know there are other parks and recreation projects listed on the SPLOST financial sheet, but no progress appears to have been made on any of these projects. Further, the recurring involvement of ASEAN in county capital improvement contracts, including the Southside Community Park, warrants examination. While continuity with the single contractor can offer efficiencies, it also raises concerns.
I'm sorry, your time's up. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Charlene, and I am the District 3 resident, and I'm speaking on agenda item 20 regarding the Parks and Rec. And what I will tell you, because my family is not here because we split off time going to track, football, and everything else in other 3 counties. I'm new here, and when I first moved here, I knew something was wrong. Where are all the Parks and Rec? Because that's where it started in our family, right in our backyard, right on those fields, learning that everything, including aquatic center. But what I do know is that Parks and Rec is important. It's close to $1 million that I've had within our family that I can calculate from football, basketball, swim, track, you name it. But to our commissioner, from what I've seen on YouTube, you guys have had the money. Every single commissioner, Commissioner Long, because my niece said to mention her, because she heard it on the second meeting that you were in, Commissioner Long, that District 3 deserves Parks and Rec. We're taxpayers. We need this for our family. I will tell you this, our children go to school together, they play sports together. I have friends in every single district represented here, and they grew up side by side to each other. I truly believe that doing the right thing and caring for our children, it should be not that difficult to do this for us. We've been asking for a long time. I haven't been here as long as these people have been here, but I represent the future of Newton County. It's sitting with the future attorneys and everyone else that has family here. I'm representing them. Mr. Cooper, represent us. As far as I can see from the past, from the YouTube videos, and 2 of my nephews that are doing a little project on District 3 and the disfranchisement of what's been happening in this area. But I want you all to know that everyone knows, even by YouTube, that everyone wants a park for District 3. It's been vocal. Do the right thing. You pray, invocation, right? You pray right before each one of these meetings, right? To do the right thing for the people. Do the right thing, because blessings will come to you. Thank goodness for all the parks that you have all around in the area, because I have to 25 minutes to get to a park to take the dog and take the kids. Do the right thing. Thank you.
Is there anyone else? This time we'll close the public comments. Item number 5, reports from the chairman, none at this time. Item number 6, the report from the county manager.
Good evening, Madam Chair, Commissioners. No, I do not have anything to report.
Thank you. At this time, we need a motion for to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Do we have a second? All in favor? Okay, thank you. We'll move down to item number 8. Consideration for Georgia Fund 1 resolution to authorize investment for the 2023 SPLOST bond. And that'll be presented by Brittany White, our finance director.
Good evening. Tonight before you, we are seeking approval of the Georgia Fund 1 resolution to authorize investment. Essentially, all this is when we started the 2023 or 2023 SPLOST, part of the resolution was to bond some of the SPLOST funds to start projects before collections had started. All this resolution is doing is changing the banking information for Regions Bank. So that's all this is, because they've changed banking information. Any additional questions?
Commissioner Edwards?
Thank you, Madam Chair. So Brittany, just to be clear, this is strictly to, we're changing banks because of we agreed on certain projects that would be bonded up front because the money was slow to come in on the SPLOST. So we had projects we wanted to fund it right away, so we went and borrowed that money against our SPLOST promise. Is that correct?
Correct.
Thank you.
So Georgia Fund 1 is where the bond money is held. When we submit a requisition to regions to draw down those funds, they request the money to be drawn down from Georgia Fund 1 into their account, and then they draw it down into our account.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Do you have a Commissioner Henderson?
Would it pay, is it pay it in the account or pay it off?
Can you ask that one more time? I'm sorry.
Is that money that you're drawing in is to pay off the account or just pay it down?
The money that we draw down is going to fund the projects that we've already started, because we started projects early before the collections had come in.
I remember that. Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have a motion?
Second.
All in favor? Okay, thank you. And I believe you have another item, December 2025 financial presentation.
Yes, ma'am. So tonight I will be presenting the December 2025 financials. December is the 6th month of our fiscal year, so this puts us right at halfway through FY26. So we'll start out with our general fund revenues. So actual to date for FY26, we brought in $46.6 million in revenue, so that's right around 43% of the actual to budget. This graph just shows our revenues per month. As you can see, November has been our highest our collection so far, and that's when we got the bulk of our tax revenues this year. And then the graph below shows that general fund budget to actuals. So the smaller portion is what we brought in, the larger portion is what the budget is at this point in the year. So for our general fund expenditures, to date we have spent $46.4 million, which is 42% of actuals to budget. So these graphs just show, once again, the monthly breakdowns per expenditure and then also the actual to budget for the year. So at this point in the year for our general fund, we have brought in $46.6 million in revenues and $46.4 million in expenditures. So leaving an excess right now of $183,000. So we're tracking pretty much spot on with our revenues and expenditures, which makes sense because we're right at 6 months throughout the fiscal year. So for our 3 enterprise funds, for the water fund, the revenue actual to date is $7.1 million. The expenditures to date is $2.9 million. For our solid waste fund, the revenue to date is $4.9 million. Their expenditures to date is $2.9 million. For the Gaithers and Factory Shoals Fund, revenue to date is $9,260, and the expenses to date is $103,000. So for our 3 active SPLOST for the 2011 SPLOST, currently there's 1 active project. The fund is currently encumbered with those purchases. For the 2017 SPLOST, we currently have $31.9 million in that available, and we have a few more remaining projects in that SPLOST. And then for the 2023 SPLOST, our current available balance there is $12.2 million. For our 2023 SPLOST collections to date, we right now are trending about $12 million over what our original projection was. And for the impact fees, we currently have $2.1 million available in that fund. Are there any questions?
Commissioner Edwards?
Thank you, Madam Chair. So Brittany, I may be putting you on the spot just a little. So Expenses and revenues relative to the budget. Are you comfortable with where all those are at this moment, this part of the fiscal year?
As far as the budget as a whole, yes.
Okay. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Item number 10, that'll be a presentation by Dwayne Mask, Parks and Recreation Director. Consideration of annual renewal for CivicPlus recurring services.
Hey, thank you, Madam Chair. Good evening, Commissioners. So, yeah, we're just seeking approval for annual renewal of our contract with CivicPlus. This is actually paid for out of our user fees, so all of our registration fees and also our rental fees is where this comes from. If you got any questions, I'm going to kind of defer them to Greg since he's kind of my expert in this part.
Commissioner Long.
Hey there. Do we bid this out? Or are we just renewing? Do we know if there's any savings to be had? Like, are we bidding this each year or are we just renewing our contracts? And how much did this contract go up since last year?
Yeah, so we're just renewing. It's up maybe 2,000 from last year. Last year it was 83 something, so this year is just a little over 10.
So we don't bid it out to see. I mean, I know there's how many players are in the market for this, but so is it something that we bid?
No, not for this particular software. This is
We already have the software and everything?
Yeah, this is just a software renewal.
Okay. All right. I want to make sure it wasn't a vendor that we didn't send out to make sure we got, you know.
Yeah.
Do we have a motion? Second? Okay, all in favor? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Item number 11 is consideration of resolution R012026. It's a resolution by the Board of Commissioners of Newton County setting qualifying fees for the 2026 election and authorizing publication of the same.
So I can take this one. So this is required by statute for the Board of Commissioners to set each year qualifying fees for elections. So there's 2 commissioner positions that will be elected this year and a couple for the Board of Education. So you have to publish before February 1st, approve and publish before February 1st the fees to participate in those elections for the candidates.
Thank you. Commissioner Henderson.
Thank you. What have we told the fees out? What are the fees? I mean the fee.
So it should be part of the agenda packet. I don't have it in front of me. It should be the resolution along with the fees. I think page 17 in the packet.
Yeah, would it be too much to ask her to read them out?
No,
Okay.
it wouldn't be at all.
Okay,
Someone can hand me a copy.
You know, I would think that all the money that we're paying Jeroy and Davis, it shouldn't be too big of a problem.
No, sir, of course. I'll read it out. Do you mind passing me your copy? Would that be all right? Just give me 1 second. All right, so this is the resolution by the Board of Commissioners of Newton County setting qualifying fees for the 2026 election and authorizing publication of the same. The qualifying fees for County Commissioner District 2, and by statute, the fees have to be no more than 3% of the annual salary. So County Commissioner District 2 is $750. County Commissioner District 4, $750. County Board of Education District 1, $432. County Board of Education District 3, $432. County Board of Education District 5, $432. And again, this is the qualifying fee for each of the positions to be elected this year.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Okay, so you're making motion, okay, we need a second. All in favor? Okay, thank you. Item number 12 will be presented by April Robinson. Consideration of Newton County Family Treatment Court to apply for Council of Accountability Court Judges and Criminal Justice Coordinating Council FY26 Emergency Grant.
Good evening, everyone. I'm April Robinson with the Newton County Juvenile Family Treatment Court and Juvenile Behavior Health Court. I think the first thing on the agenda for the Juvenile Accountability Court is to apply for the emergency funding, roughly about $6,600 to cover surveillance services for the Family Treatment Court program, and there is no match for this funding.
Okay. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second? All in favor? Okay, thank you. I believe you have the next one.
Yes, the next two items is just basically request for permission to apply for the FY27 for funding for the Newton County Family Treatment Court program and the Newton County Juvenile Behavior Health Court program. The funding will cover treatment, which will include group therapy, individual family therapy, parent sessions, clinical and screening assessments, treatment plans, drug testing, personnel, which would include surveillance officers, any contract services who provide our treatment services, training and travel for the staff, and any other costs, which includes supplies and transportation for our participants for the program. There is a 15% match for both of these, for funding for both of these programs.
Commissioner Long.
Thank you. It's for the 2020, it's the 2026 July 1. So are y'all budgeting for this? This needs to be included in the new budget.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. How are we doing this year? And it is our budget this year?
It will. This grant opens at the end of this month. I think it will open the first part of next month.
I understand it opens, but it sounds like they're not gonna grant this particular fund until July 1, and that's
Yes.
when we'll be in a new calendar budget.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I just want to make sure that, because it says not budgeted, so I want to make sure that we do budget.
Yes, I think I marked it not budget because I
Now,
needed to present
okay.
it now.
Thank you.
Yes. Mhm.
Do we have a motion? A second? Commissioner Long. All in favor? Okay, we'll go to the next item.
Thank you.
Mhm. The next item will be presented by Chief Royce Turner. Consideration of clinical agreement.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Madam Chairman and council members. Today we're asking for approval to enter agreement with Greene County Fire Department to help support our clinical obligations for our EMS certification for our recruits that is currently in our current recruit class.
Okay, do we have a motion? All right, Commissioner. Okay. All in favor? For discussion, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So Chief, this is our our recruits going to Greene County. Is that what that is?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to clarify. Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Any other discussion? Do we have a motion? Okay, all in favor? Okay, thank you. I believe you have the next item too.
Yes, ma'am. Action item 16.
16.
Action for approval for the Georgia Fireworks Tax Grant. It is $25,000 maximum with a match of 10%, which is $2,500. This grant will help support our personal protection equipment. It will support the funding that we already have budgeted. There'll be some additional funding to help support equipment.
Any discussion? Commissioner Long?
Not really discussion, but I appreciate you finding all these grants that you can find and applying for these grants. So I do appreciate that.
Thank you.
Commissioner Edwards?
Thank you, Madam Chair. And we appreciate the fact that the matching part was budgeted.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Okay, do we have a second? All in favor? Okay, thank you. You have the next one too.
Yes. Action item 17, Newton County Fire Service action for approval to move forward with the purchase of a new rescue unit. It will be replacing a rescue unit that we have decommissioned. The one that we just decommissioned is a 1998 model. It has become a danger and a financial burden on the department at this time. So at this time, we are trying to move forward, and this is part of our fleet replacement program also. And this is the first reading. I think this requires second reading. Yeah, the first reading, and it has went through all the procurement obligations.
Thank you. Commissioner Edwards?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Chief, so 1998 was the one we're replacing? Is that what you said?
Yes, sir.
So what, will we put that one up for auction or what bid, or what, will we keep that in the fleet, or what will we do with that?
Well, I don't know what fleet to actually do with it. Probably surplus it. You know, it's a danger now to be on the road. That's why we have decommissioned it, and it has become a very financial burden of just trying to keep it on the road.
And this is funded by our capital funds, right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chief. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Commissioner Long?
And I asked this question on Friday to you all, the county manager, and we are picking the middle bid, and the reason why is because there is a discrepancy in what we're getting and the reliability factor, and there was something else. What was that? The reason why we're taking the 1.8 million.
Talking about what, the middle bid instead of the lowest bid?
Yeah.
That's what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Council, when we
You didn't take the highest, you didn't take the lowest, you took the middle. But I see the chart where you gave us where the reason why.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And that was the reliability, and experience with that corporation, correct?
Yeah, we got some familiarity with that company, and also one of the biggest things that stood out, we asked for a single axle. The lowest bid wanted to give us a double axle. One thing that we had to take in consideration is the logistics part. That double axle provides a longer vehicle for us that would not fit in all our fire stations.
Anyone else?
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Okay, we'll go to item 18. And I believe that will be presented by our Transportation Director, Mr. Chester Clegg. Consideration to authorize Public Works to submit the 2026 Local Maintenance and Improvement Grant Road Surfacing Project List.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This is our annual LMIG project that we'll be doing in-house for our resurfacing. and I provided the board with a list of roads that we would like to resurface. And I hope you had a chance to review that. The total project is $2.3 million, and the grant portion is 1.8. So we have to provide 30%, and it'll be from SPLOST dollars.
Okay, is Commissioner Edwards.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'm the usual suspect over here. Chester, so each of us as a commissioner, we are called multiple times a year, right? When's my road going to be paved? You know, I personally live on a dirt road, but that's neither here nor there. But so occasionally, I don't know what the other commissioners do, but I will forward that request for evaluation to yourself and the county manager, and I go with whatever you guys say. Very little. I've argued very few times, if any. But I think it's important that the public hear us say how we go about handling their requests. You know, we have a process, and we have engineers that decide are much more qualified than we are as commissioners to determine when it's time to resurface or start from scratch on a road. So I just wanted the public to kind of hear that, and I do appreciate the process, and I'm good with my list, by the way. Thank you, Chester. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Commissioner Henderson.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Chester, I know a while back you were given a list. I think I remember the list of about 10 roads, 5 roads, 6 roads in Trelawney. And I'm often, same as Stan do, is asked by my constituents, is when is my road going to be paved? And we put it on the list. So we need I think at least it would help me, I don't know about no one else, to have maybe a timeline when we might be able to get to those roads that are in District 4. I just want to add this too. In District 4, more of the roads that need to be paved are within the city of Covington. And they pave, naturally they pave their roads. And so a small portion of the roads in the unincorporated District 4, we just don't know when it might be paved, or serviced. And lastly, on Lower River Road, she wanted, one of my constituents called me, and she wanted to thank the road department for putting that yellow line on beside the road, white and yellow line, white on side the road, and a yellow line in the middle of the road. Because she had said that when it rained, she couldn't see as well as to stay in between the lines. So when might we get a list of the possible paving dates, or how did that work?
I think, well, as far as Trelawney, we have that's on a list, and as soon as Public Works can get their crews, Chris is starting up another paving crew shortly, so hopefully it'll speed up the process. But it's been approved, and he's going to get to it just as soon as he can.
Okay, thank you.
Commissioner Cooper.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And I agree with Commissioner Henderson. We do need some type of timeline on that. I think it would be very helpful because we do, I know I get a lot of phone calls about road and when we're going to have those road repair. But I just want to say I think it would be very helpful if we had some type of timeline on it.
Commissioner Mason.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So Chester, I know a lot of the residents in District 2 utilize Notify Newton to basically streamline this particular process, to make sure that any issues or things that need to be addressed in the community are streamlined and it's getting to the right department. So if you can share with us, how does that happen? So say, for example, you provided us with this list and you get a request through Notify Newton. Do you go back and reevaluate that list and say, okay, well, maybe we do need to pull this one out and maybe exchange it, or maybe pave a new one, the one that's been submitted that hasn't been paved yet versus the one that I have on the list? How does that process work?
we get those requests in Notify Newton, and the ones that request a resurfacing project in their community, those come to me, and then I start making my list of all the ones that have come through, and then I'll when it comes time to start making the list for the next project, like this particular project, and we'll have another one in the spring, by the way, hopefully. GDOT will get us some more money like they did last year. But so I'll make the list, and then I'll go look at them personally. We have a payment evaluation that'll hopefully be complete within the month. And for the next project, we'll be able to use that to determine where it stands with respect to other projects. So yeah, I looked at each request that we got came to me, and I looked at I'd pull them up on Google Street View first and look and see, and then I'd go out and take a look at them, and then put them all together and see how they rated, and then that's how I came up with this list.
And just to put it out there, I know that there is going to be a bill considered through our state legislators during this session to increase that LMIG amount to get more dollars. So if and when they approve it, our prayer is that they will approve that bill where we will get additional funding so that we can get some more roads repaved as well. I can't remember the exact amount right off the top of my head, but I do know that is definitely something in discussion as well, to increase those funds to give out to counties to be able to repave more roads this year. Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Commissioner Long.
You got to get us all, Chester. I want to say thank you to you. You and I have done some road work together, and since I've been in office last year, and I utilize the Notify Newton app and ask people to use that, and it's been great because I get a copy of everything that goes to District 5. I don't know how that magic works, but I get a copy of them all. And a lot of times when people call me, I go out and take additional pictures for you guys and send those in also, so you can take a look at them. I've had we've done some projects that were not in the works, that we needed a three-way stop and things, and I appreciate everything you've done. Thank you so much for that. I've been swamped. I haven't been able to personally tell you, and you guys, thank you so much for that. It will save a life one day at that intersection. But I do think that you guys have done a great job of listening to us if you have the data. And then also I do a good job of going back and telling people, hey, I know you think your road needs it, but we have engineers that look at all these. Now we may could patch something in the meantime, but we do have you on the list. And you did a great job for one of my citizens out of Airport Road that called me every day for the first year. In fact, the one day she called me, I picked up the phone, I said, hey, she said, they paid my road, thank you so much. I was like, thank God. So, but I do appreciate everything you do, because I think there is a systematic way, and putting dates on there from construction, I understand that's very hard because a lot of factors go in there with dates. And if you put a date out here, maybe you could put a range or something. When you put a date out here and that date doesn't happen, then people are mad about that date. So I know it's difficult to put dates, but maybe just like you did me, you let me know that you were working towards the road out airport for me. Thank you.
Do we have a motion? Second? All in favor? Okay. Thank you. We appreciate you. Item 19 and 20, I believe that'll be presented by our county manager, James Brown, and Jeff Prine. Is that right?
That is correct.
Okay.
Good evening. Whoa, sorry about that. Got too close. I think on the historic jail, I think most of us know that this particular project has had several starts and stops, twists and turns. But last August, we came to you and presented a very specific scope of work and a budget amendment to cover that additional scope of work. That budget amendment also included funds forward to extending our particular contract for the new construction period. Tonight, what we're bringing to you is the amendment to our services that aligns our timing of our contract with the current construction contract, and also the additional $14,600 of fee for us to complete the scope of work.
Okay.
Huh?
So the $14,600 was already approved at a previous motion,
Right, in August.
late last year. So that part was already approved by the board. All we're doing on number 19 and 20 is to make the timeline or the dates of the contract line up with the construction phase for those projects.
Correct. Thank you.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
So we'll take number 19. Is there a motion? Second? Any discussion? Commissioner Long?
Thank you for clearing that up, because you know I wasn't going to give you any more money. But I appreciate that. I did notice when we read the last contract, and we did that at the meeting, that I did notice that the dates did not line up. So I know that we had to tidy this up and make sure that the dates line up because of the delays. How much work has been done over there? There were some pictures that were surfacing the internet of the jail, and it didn't look like a lot of stuff had been done over there. And I've been around the outside. I didn't go up because there was tape on there not to go up. But how much work has been done in that jail?
So we've completed all of the demolition on the inside. We've also accomplished all of the stabilization of the structural systems. They've come in now and they've started framing up for the new walls. They've got mechanical system and electrical systems starting to be placed inside there. Most of the work is on the inside.
Right.
They're working themselves inside out. You know, eventually the whole porch gets reworked, and there's a new stair that's actually being fabricated right now that'll be added to the outside of it. So you'll begin to see some of the exterior work show up here pretty soon. We actually met at our last meeting last week, and one of the things that we're uncovering is the condition of the walls have just continued to deteriorate, the old stucco and that was in there. So we've identified a plan of action of how we can address that and stay within the current contract and scope of work that we have there. So there's a lot of good work going on. By the way, just for the clarity, the photos that I heard about that this morning too, the photos. So one of the things that you've asked us to do as part of the scope is to do some exhibitry that talks about the history of the building and also about the Newton 6. So the consultant who is working with us, Scott Trudeau, to develop that concept has been meeting out there and taking photos of the different elements of the jail cells and stuff like that, so he can put that into his design. Ma'am? Yes, exactly.
Commissioner Henderson?
Thank you once again, Madam Chair. And I think what the county manager and I, we had talked, and how we want the Newton 6 to be a part of it, but it wasn't just the Newton 6. It was also about the young girls and boys, high school students who had been jailed there, all packed up in that little small jail, I think for weeks. And I think Junior Odom, according to the story that were told to me, you know, he was a sheriff then. And it was women's and boys all locked up. They was bussed over there. And there was a lot of people like Miss Kathleen Williams, who she was jailed, and she had a story to tell too as well. And so did the Newton 6. And I think Tyrone Brooks came by. He was telling, he said, well, we need to keep this as for historical value. But that was the same thing I had been talking about, the same stuff that I had got from him, because I was a small adolescent child at the time when I passed by him, and people would want to, you know, holler at us. But my point being is we need a comprehensive look at the people who were around that time who were jailed there and live here. And make it something, you know, it was supposed to be where you go in.
Exactly.
Right, and it was talk to you and show you different people, like Fleming Pitts, who stuff is like that there. And I'm hoping that we can get the videos of those people, and maybe I can get in touch with some of Forrest Sawyer Jr. people with the Board of Education, and they got some of that, and all that can be displayed there too as well. And one last thing, I'm hoping that once we fix it, that, you know, it'll be a historical area, and that we don't just put something over there unless it's something that will go with the historical value of that particular building to our community.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all in favor? Okay, thank you. You want to go to the next item?
Yes, ma'am. So the next one is basically doing the same thing for these Factory Shoals Park, where we are aligning our particular task order schedule with the current construction schedule that Sunbelt has provided to us after they were awarded their GMP at the last meeting. And that's all it is. It's just adjusting time and dates.
Okay, you second? All right, all in favor? Oh, you have, I thought you said you made a motion. You did. Oh, sorry, go ahead, you ask a question.
Mr. Prime, do we have some kind of diagram as far as what all going to be, I guess, built over there or placed there?
We can get that to you. Okay. We can get that out. I'll work with James and we'll get the information out to you.
Yes, sir. And also, what's the cost?
1.5 million is what the construction cost is.
Okay.
Right.
And just one last thing, since we're talking about parts, I'm hoping that the board will take the opportunity to look back at District 3 and their park, because I think it's well overdue. Because I remember for 4 years straight, Commissioner Sanders was sitting beside me, and she would talk about every other month about building a community center. And she talked about it so much that she went out to Hanks Johnson's office and she got funding. I think it was enough to build it. And I'm hoping that this commission, this board will find it in its heart to do something really great over there. Work with the former commission, the current commissioner, Commissioner Cooper, and we do something over that way for those citizens. Thank you.
Commissioner Edwards.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So just a point of clarification. So we're not talking about money here with Jeff here tonight. We're talking about a timeline. But just to give a little history on this particular park, it's in District 1. Jeff and I sat down in several meetings attempting to find a place for a Southside park as funded by the 2023 SPLOST and requested by the citizens. When we could not find a suitable location to do what Jeff wanted to do, we decided to, and this board voted on, if I recall correctly,
that's correct,
to reallocate that money to an existing park in District 1, which is Factory Shoals Park. So we didn't create a new park. We're just doing some upgrades to an existing park with the SPLOST the citizens voted for. So that's kind of where that is. This is not a new park. This is an existing park. We're not talking about money tonight, but while we're talking about the park, this is a park that's been in place, predates me for sure. So
Yes,
just wanted to make that clarification. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Do we have a motion? You made the motion. Okay, second. Okay. All in favor? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we'll go to item 21, and that is a discussion policy improvements for transparency and public access. Commissioner Long.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This is not a Commissioner Long thing. This is the Board of Commissioners. We've all had these discussions. We've all talked about them. County manager, the chair, everybody, we've all had these discussions. I just am the most hyper and loudest. So sometimes I say, get it on there. We must do a better job. And, you know, we're going through a lot as a county right now, and transparency, which I can't stand the word, I think it's overused. But it's important for us to make sure our citizens have information out to them. I've been hit with, from day one, with just about every single data center, development, everything in District 5 since we started this. And I want to make sure that we're doing a better job of keeping our citizens informed, and it matters directly because it affects their property values and their quality of life. So I feel like that having more of this information out, I know when I was sitting out in the audience and there was another commissioner in this seat, it was hard to get information. We didn't know what was on the zoning. We didn't know what the staff report said. And we didn't even know who was at the meeting because I had asked several times for there to be a roll call at the planning and zoning meetings. Sometimes we get the meeting notes and it's just 3-0. Well, who wasn't there? Doesn't have the names on them. If I have a person that's not showing up for the meetings, then I need to know that so I can put somebody else in that seat. It doesn't need to be empty. So that's important to me. When we were a smaller county years ago, the notices were sent out to anybody that a zoning was around them. We've grown past that now, and now we rely on signs. We've talked about getting these signs different. I have a couple of pictures of examples for other places I have traveled that has planning and zoning signs that are much better and easier to read than we have. So that's something I've been working on as far as that with the county manager. You know, the most important decisions we make shape our neighborhoods, infrastructure, traffic, schools, and home values. You know, we are elected to represent the people, okay? And I feel like that's something that we need to make sure that they have information. They're not having to do an open records request to get something as simple as what's being zoned next door to their house. That is not right. A wise lady once said to me, "Mom, we elected you to represent us and keep us informed. Most citizens cannot attend every meeting, and many don't even know what issues are being considered. But if they wanted to be at every meeting, they would have ran for office themselves." So that was my daughter, and she told me that a couple years ago when there was some elected officials saying, "Well, you need to come to the meeting, you need to come to the meeting." Well, unfortunately, everybody can't come to the meeting. So they are contacting us, and we are put here to represent the people of our district and to get information out to those people. So if you'll see the slide on the board up here, and I know that you all have helped me with this and helped me get this out, that, and this won't be immediate tomorrow, but we are working with the county and our IT department to get all the information out where you can find it on the website, including any annexations, planning and zoning information that's out there, published agendas, minutes that have the minutes on there that have what happened to that vote. I think that's real important. And then one of the biggest things that I want to see put out, and it won't be tomorrow, but hopefully it'll be soon. James called me in a panic. He's like, "I gotta get this out right this second." I'm like, "Not right this second." I want to see the UDO on the website where, and if we can set up a suggestion portal, that would be great, where they could make comments back and we could log those comments. Or they could reach out to a commissioner if they have a certain thing that goes with the UDO. But, you know, the biggest ideas and the best ideas come from the people sitting in our audience and the people watching this on YouTube and our citizens. They're not our ideas. And I think sometimes they may get something that we're missing. So, and then my lofty goal is to have the planning and zoning meetings on YouTube. And I know that that was a panic for everybody, but we would like to have that done. I would like to see us do that by the fourth quarter. I think that's important. Everybody can't come, but they want to know what's going on around them. People can't drive at night. Heck, I can't drive at night. Probably shouldn't say that, but I can. Inform the citizens, build trust, strengthen accountability. When the citizens are informed, the communities thrive, and that's really important to me. I'm taking a lot of heat right now from some people about putting information out, but I'm not going to stop. I don't care. I'm going to put information out. We do have some things that we can't put out due to executive session. But the information that is public record, I want to put out. And I hope that the board will agree that this is a good idea for us to do this. And I really am just making a motion. If we need a motion to adopt these things, I don't know why we would need a motion to do that, but I really feel like it's something that we could do internally.
Commissioner Henderson.
Thank you. And I guess this is to the attorney. Would she need a motion, or can we just, are we talking about it and then just say, well, this is something we should have been doing?
I think you can just go with Commissioner Long's recommendations. Unless anyone has any concerns, I don't think you need to vote on it.
because I think it's like a living procedure, you know, as it goes. So things might change over time.
Okay. So I just want to just talk a little bit about transparency is also when you go and ask for a open record request that you get it within those, by law, 3 days. 3 days, if I'm not mistaken. Am I on it? 3 days. If I did ask for an open record request, 3 days.
Yes, that's the statutory timeline is 3 days.
What my concern is, and I just make an example, is that if I ask for how much the attorney fees are, then I should receive that information in 3 days. I shouldn't have to, as a commissioner, or none of us should have to make an open record request to get information that we should be getting. And so we got to be more transparent about that, because it's very important to me is how our tax dollars are being spent, and the fact that because they hold us accountable to that as well. And we should be able to, if we ask to the county manager, say, look here, and this, James, I'm just making this for an example, not that I'm talking about you, is that we want to maybe speak with the whomever who's employed by the county, that possibly through you or through them, we should be able to speak to them too as well. And that's sometimes part of the problem that we do have. And lastly, you know, sometimes we write a blank check, you know, especially on some type of investigation. That's always kind of pulled a little close to me, because I've been investigated by the board, not all the members, but by a few. And they spend a lot of money. It's like an open check. And it should be some kind of, I guess, guardrail as far as maybe you investigate from within, maybe you share department or something like that. And then that fee said, well, hey, go on a little bit further. Then they go further. But it shouldn't be where we have an open checkbook just because I may not like what somebody say. I might not like, they say, well, I think the tax is too high. And they get mad and they say, well, I'm mad about that because you didn't vote with me. And you say, well, let's start an investigation on him. That should be transparent, because not only are you hurting the person, which I think nobody cares, the commissioner, I got a thick skin because I've been a long time, but you think about the people's family, that when you be telling something that's not true and running through something, and I don't think that's not right. I wouldn't hope that on anybody. So let's be transparent, as Commissioner Long has suggested. And I'm gonna second a motion if we need one. And let's move forward. And that's what the people want, just for us to be transparent about the data centers. Transparency. And it's my last time saying lastly, it's about, sometimes it's good to look at it on Facebook or something, or maybe on a little YouTube. But there's nothing better than all of us in the same room with the people, and we talk and have a discussion with our constituents. We got to have those discussions, because I think there are a lot of people, at least the ones who spoke with me, they're losing faith in us. And we need to open up so you be transparent to everybody. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, our next item would be public comments. And this is time to allow the public to comment on open topics. Each speaker is allowed 3 minutes. I wondered where you'd been.
Good evening. Good to see y'all again. I hope you're all doing well. I just left the City of Covington Council meeting. They voted to deny and abandon both annexation requests, Elks Club and Falcon Woods. Thank you very much, Mayor Baggett. You did the right thing. Trying to think where I want to go next. It's good to see the west side, east side, the city, and the county all here represented. When you have a story, you usually have 2 sides to each story. Then you have the middle, which is usually the truth. The county, the city, the west side, and the east side we're not that far apart on what we want for the future. If you work together, you can get there. On that note, y'all have a great evening. Maybe I'll see you again.
Ed Norton.
Good evening. I'm going to tag on to what David just shared, as well as Commissioner Long. One of the things that I have noticed, and in my feeble mind, I'm not sure that I understand it all, and I don't know all the ramifications of everything that goes on, but I look at our different entities in our county. We have the Board of Commissioners of what? Newton County. We have the Board of Education of what? Newton County. We have the City Council of Covington, which is the county seat of what? Newton County. And going back, or kind of tagging on to what David said, it would seem to me that when you all and the Board of Education, the Planning Commission, the City Council, everybody comes together and works towards a common goal, everything works better. And bottom line, hopefully, us as taxpayers get a greater benefit from everybody, not just bits and pieces. And I've heard the rumor mill, I guess what it is, or whatever you can call it, Facebook, it's pretty much rumor mill, but anyway, about that there's money going to be allocated from something that coming from Amazon to where people of the city are not going to be paying as much taxes as maybe us in the county. My point is this, and I'm not saying that, okay, we got to spread it out where everybody gets something. That's not my point here. My point is can we all work towards a common goal and work together to make it better for the county, not just one group of people or anything of that nature or one entity that's trying to work. So those are my thoughts. I think they kind of tag on to some of what's already been said. So thank you for listening to me.
Would you state your name, please?
I'm sorry?
Would you state your name?
John Clemens.
John Clemens. Thank you.
Dennis Taylor. I don't come up here and speak because I'm trying to run for office. I'm 73 years old. I have no intention of ever running for office again. I don't come up here trying to get a job. I'm never going to work a full-time job again. I'm retired. I come up here, my wife and myself and my family, we love this county. That's the only reason I come up here. And 2 times I know of, I've come up here and showed you where you got money to grab for roads. Money to just grab, to fix roads. Take the pressure off the property owners and take the pressure off your SPLOST to where you could use some of that money for the sheriff's equipment. All you got to do is build the right T-SPLOST. Sell it right. You can't sell it, but you can put a team together, sell it right. And it's win, win, win. And I'm going to keep coming up here and talking about SPLOST for this reason. What have we built with SPLOST in this county? We built the executive building. We built the jailhouse, 2 of them, I believe. We built the courthouse. We're building these parks. So to keep being able to get that thing passed, we've got to do what we say we're going to do with it. We put it in a referendum. It's like the Bible. You're telling the citizens out there that that's what you're going to do. And I don't have any kids that would go to a youth center. All mine are grown. My kids and my grandkids. But I care about these people back here and all the other people in the citizens of Newton County that were told that they would get a youth center. And I do not understand why we have not already started. Thank you.
Anyone?
Good evening. My name is Catrice Perkins here. I just want to say thank you, first of all, to the Board of Commissioners for funding our Juneteenth celebration. We actually had fireworks this year. And I just want to say thank you. Also, I'm here to invite each of you to be a part of the 15th Annual Living Legends Gala that will honor 5 of our educators. Miss B Jackson from the Washington Street Community Center, Miss Margaret Wimberly, who's a retired educator, Dr. Veronica Baycoat, who's the current principal at Clements Elementary School, Ms. Greta Hurd, who is the marketing director at Newton Federal, and Ms. Chandra Greene. And I'm here to really advocate on behalf of this it's for a scholarship. I am a product of Newton County School. I graduated in 1998. And to be very honest with you, I am a prolific speaker because of these people, specifically Ms. Margaret Wimberly. I will never forget being in her AP literature class, and I was like, I don't want to. She was like, find that in the dictionary. I don't wanna. Wanna is not a word. And the word is not a word. Well, in that context. So I am here to petition for all the young ladies and the young gentlemen that everybody has been talking about today, for you to come out and to celebrate with us our exponentially. I love the teachers in Newton County, and I am because of that, and that's really all I have to say. And thank you for all that you do. I don't know if you guys get that quite often, but thank you for what you do. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Good evening again. Thank you, Commissioners, for all you do. Thank you, Ms. Commissioner Henderson. I look forward to meeting you at one of the hearings I know you're going to have. And respect, Commissioner Long. Thank you, because you really got to the heart of what I want to speak to about. I don't have my glasses, so it may be a little challenging. But Newton County is facing litigation, right? Either from data centers, developers, or the cities that are trying to annex, whatever. And I don't know which, but I do know that if you have a strong, unified development ordinance, that you will lessen the likelihood of some of these challenges that you're facing. So as a strong UDO basically creates legally enforceable standards. I'm speaking to the need to have a public hearing with the UDO committees. We're talking about transparency, and I like your ideas as well. We really shouldn't even have to ask for a meeting, but here we are. Why is meeting with this committee important? Why is transparency important? Largely because the community needs to know what the committee has in mind to strengthen the UDOs. I like what Commissioner Long said about, we do have some answers that they might be interested in. There might be some things that they could actually learn from us. In addition to, they need to hear our input from the community on what is important to us. Has the committee clearly defined, like for instance, has the committee clearly defined what a data center is? Are they differentiating between a data center and just like an industrial or technological, the broader technological or industrial areas? It's very different. So it should be defined specifically, data centers, what they are. And it should be in the UDO. We should require special or conditional permits. I'm gonna make this fast. Setbacks from homes, noise limits, buffering, requiring hydrological studies, traffic studies, disclosures, requiring decommissioning standards. There's even more, data center overlay, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I'm running out of time. There's so much more, and I only have 3 minutes. I could go on talking about all of this, but I'm hoping you can understand the importance of community having input. We need a meeting now. Let's not wait until the last moment. I think there's a deadline in July or something like that for getting this done. Let's start talking now. And so again, thank you for bringing that up, Commissioner Long. We look forward to seeing what they have.
Thank you.
Good evening. Frederick Johnson, 1036 Highway 162. On yesterday, we had a cleanup, cemetery cleanup. As you all know, that's what I've been doing for the last up to years, you know. But anyway, we had a pretty good little crowd yesterday. Had a real good crowd at the Welcome Center on Alcova Road yesterday morning, and I ended up taking a few people from East Metro for social justice with me. We didn't quite finish the cemetery that I wanted to, but I'm going to make another trip back down there. I don't know when, but anyway, we're going to be doing some more work and everything. So thank you, Stan, for the biscuits. They was real good. Thank you so much, and thank for just giving your support. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Ty Avery. I'm a native, born and raised here in Newton County. I love it dearly. I spent the last decade of my career in community leadership in Oklahoma City and advocating for youth. I just moved back home, and it kind of broke my heart to hear that we have funding for a center, but I did just hear us make suggestions about a jail and, you know, budgeting and all of that stuff. But I do want us to go ahead and keep revisiting the West Side Center because our youth deserves it. In my career, I have advocated for kids, and I will continue to advocate kids. Now that I am back here, it definitely hurts my heart to see how many kids have been getting killed, how many kids who don't even have the opportunity to go to some of the parks on the West Side Center. So I am going to continue to advocate for the kids and for the families who do want a youth center. We don't want to give the money to Boys and Girls Club, and we don't want to continue to give money to a center that you guys say already is built for the Southside Center, so it's not new. So yes, I just wanted to state that people do want this West Side Center. I'm going to continue to advocate for that as well, and I think it's long overdue. So just wanted to kind of put that out there. Thank you.
Thank you.
Denise Williams, Newton County resident. I want to speak on something that was said at the last meeting. District 3 residents have been coming up here for over a year asking for the community center and the things, the sidewalk grant, and multiple things that they've been asking for. We have to hold the people in position accountable to see why we're not getting what we're supposed to be getting. One of the commissioners stated that he would not attend a meeting because it's not productive, it's a production. Well, I'm gonna petition the county manager because as per the enabling legislation, James Brown, the citizens been asking for a meeting. Since the commissioner won't give them a meeting, your job is to day-to-day operation of running this county. So I'm hoping to see that you will step up and have a meeting to see what the issues and concerns for the residents in District 3. And also, y'all was talking about the roads up here tonight. It need to be checks and balances with the engineer over the paving department, because they should not come in your subdivision and pave one road and it take them 8 years to come back to finish paving the other roads. That's unacceptable. If you're gonna pave one road and it's gonna take you 8 years to come back and complete the other roads, it's gonna be time to pave that road again. So it need to be checks and balances because the taxpayers are paying these salaries. So we should see what we paying for. Thank you.
Good evening again, board. My name is Maya, District 3. Excuse me, a couple of things that I wanted to address based on conversations and topics this evening. District 1 Commissioner said, yes, we need to get a process so that we can start to appreciate our communities. When Chester Clegg was here talking about roads, we have $800,000 that are available for roads in District 3. And since maybe we can't get District 3, LeAnne, you seem to have Commissioner Long. So maybe you can, on our behalf, put that in the app so that we can spend the $800,000 that we have for sidewalks in District 3. We also talked about us being over budget for SPLOST for 23. And she specifically stated that we paid for projects before we had the money. But yet we have projects that are funded that haven't been started. We've given money to Factory Shoals Park. And I want to be clear, we're not asking just for a park for green space to maybe collect $20,000 a year from filming or kayaking or fishing. We're asking for a facility that's already funded, $8 million for the facility itself, which has a plan that has a way for the facility to make money and pay for itself. We're giving $1.5 million to Factory Shoals Park, and it's green space. It serves no one. So even if it's an improvement, we need to make movement. And if that means that we need to find land, James Brown, then let's find the land. Thank you.
Marie Million, Neely Manor, District 3. First of all, I want to say thank you to Commissioner Long. All those ideas about transparency, very helpful. I want to throw out a couple of more ideas. Our Solid Waste Authority. I think that meeting should also be on YouTube. Same thing for the Water Authority. How each of the commissioners vote should be in the minutes or somewhere so it's easily accessible. The other thing I'd like to see, and I'm sure Ms. Nolly would appreciate this because she gets an email from me every 2 weeks on the dot wanting the commissioners' packets. Why should I have to submit an open records request for a commissioner's packet? Like, it's not a secret, it's not top secret. Just put it online, I'll download it, have it on my phone, I could read it when I want to. All right. One of the people that spoke addressed town halls. And I have coordinated 2 town halls at the West Side precinct. And most of you know that because I invited districts 2, 3, and 4. And to say that a town hall is a production, that's very insulting. Because what are we gonna do? We're gonna fight at the West Side precinct? Like, there's a metal detector. We're all coming there to discuss the needs of the community. We need the West Side Youth Facility. Tonight, I had to jump through hoops to get someone to pick up my daughter from another county from gymnastics. That's so irritating. I've raised 3 kids in this county, 2 are adults, that's about 20 years, and there's still nothing for these kids. And I'm glad that I've had the opportunity to be able to take my kids to their different activities and have the money to fund it, but not everybody can do that. It should be within walking distance. And I can faithfully say that because I'm part of the HOA board. I'm actually the president of the HOA board at my community. And every year we're getting kids that are jumping the fence, creating havoc. And if they had a place to go, they wouldn't have to create havoc for us. I wouldn't have to feel like I have to police other people's children. And that because it's a community pool, but they have no place to go. So we're just asking for what's rightfully ours. The money is there. Please utilize it wisely. And in terms of holding a town hall meeting and not wanting to meet with your constituents, I don't think you're being a good steward of your constituents if you don't want to meet with them. Thank you.
Good evening, honorable board members. I'm only going to say this just to put it on record, but one of the statements I heard tonight was very interesting. It was a statement from Commissioner Edwards. Jeff sat down with me to find a location for a park. Jeff sat down with me and we agreed on the location for the park. That hasn't happened for District 3. I just want to put that on record. 2017 SPLOST, District 5 park is completed. That park was in District 5, but after redistricting, it became District 4, so it serviced District 5 and 4. It was built and completed in 2024, the summer of 2024, and it's a 2017 SPLOST project. Approvals and amenities for District 2 and 4 are completed. That was completed years ago. District 3 West Side Youth Facility was awarded $4.1 million from the 2017 SPLOST. They were also given access money. 2022-2023 congressional grant, $4 million. That's $8 million. Stay with me. 2023, Park District 1, because we had a West Side Park that actually originally was awarded $10 million from the SPLOST committee, but the board came and changed it to 3.7, and the vote and agreement of this board is that the excess fund, I hope y'all remember that, the excess fund was gonna go to the West Side Park because a lot of money was not awarded to it. Pull the records, you guys agreed upon that. So I hope you remember that when the excess funds come in. So the West Side Community Park was awarded $3.7 million for the 2023 SPLOST. And now in December of 2026, District 1 Park is about to be completed. So you have a park, you have a West Side Youth Facility from 2017, and a park from 2023 has not even been started. So I need to ask you, board, what's the issue? It shouldn't be me because I'm not sitting in the seat. So what is the issue? The problem, we need to solve that problem. It should be about the constituents and not about a person. Because it's not about me, it's about the people. As I stated many times, my daughter's about to graduate from college in 5 months. She's not coming back to Newton County, she's about to be a doctor. So what she's trying to do has nothing to do with Newton County. So we need to make sure we have that together. And also just to add on to the Notify Newton, I'm glad Commissioner Mason mentioned that. We have projects, people who have submitted for District 3 that are still pending for months. So somebody tell me what's going on with Notify Newton. And again, with transparency, can we also put response time? I did a resolution 3 years ago because the county does not respond on time to the constituents. So I did a resolution to make sure we do it based on that. If you worked in corporate America, you know you had to respond to people within 24 to 48 hours. So we need to do the same here because the taxpayers are paying the salaries, not a corporation. Thank you.
Good evening again. I've learned since 2024. Excuse me. My name is Janelle West. I am a resident of Newton County. For privacy purposes, I will not give you my address because you don't redact. So since 2024, I've learned having policies and regulations are treated as opinions and not the law. So in regards to Commissioner Long's statement about transparency and having it on the board, I do think you guys need to vote on it and make it a part of your resolution. Because at that point, it's mandatory, it's not an option. And as far as, I put in a request on Notify Newton several years ago for a street light that's out of my subdivision. I contacted Snapping Shoals. They've told me that they can't do anything about it because the street light is in the name of the individual homeowner. Why? I do not know. They told me contact Newton County to get the name transferred from the individual homeowner to the county so that Snapping Shoals can turn the light on. I have contacted Public Works. They told me to contact Tax Commissioner, who in turn told me to contact the Tax Appraisal Department. No one within Newton County can tell me how to get a name from a property, a street light, for security purposes, transferred from an individual homeowner, which it should not be, into the county. So I am here today. So if you guys have a resolution in regards to that, that'd be awesome. I have been all over your website, Googling, search in the search field, streetlights. I see every streetlight resolution for new subdivisions within this county, but how to resolve an existing issue is not available. That's sorely lacking on Newton County's part. And it also shows that you're not doing the job of your constituents, the majority of which are all homeowners who pay for every single one of your salaries, who pay for the road works that goes up, who you allowed for companies to get their tax abatements and then put it on our backs to fund this county.
Good evening, I'm back. I'm Saddlebrook Subdivision. I'm also representing our board because I've been voluntold to be on the board. We have an older subdivision in Saddlebrook. So they said, Charlene, you speak for us. And that's what I want to do. In regards to the website, here's from the young people in our subdivision. Please update it. I have a freshman in high school that is going to do it for you with all the technology because they went there and they said, that's not it. If you want PDF copies, it should be somewhere. And please don't tell me that you're still printing stuff, right? It's 2026. Come on. There's technology that you can have for planning and zoning where we can actually, you can put everything on your website and we can see exactly where they're going to build. We can see people sitting in their chairs, in their back porches. We've seen this in other counties. So that's something we can do as well. There are a lot of smart, intelligent, God-loving people that are here in this county, especially District 3, more degrees and thermometers. Take their information. They're out here in these streets and they know all these things. I know it's a small county and I know it's the heat of the night and all that, but we're also Vampire Diaries as well. That's the new generation that's here right now. And that's what we want. Okay, for Notify Newton, I want to know how you get the bat sign to get to your people with all the Notify Newton. Can you spread that over to District 3? Because what I've done on Notify Newton and other areas, I got pavement done and everything. I put it on Notify Newton, it's done in a week. District 3, nothing. So I know that's a fact. And I can give you my app to show you that. One more thing. Do you guys have a PR or public relations department or anything that goes out as a newsletter? This is 2026. I know I'm new, but at the same time, my heart is old. It's all old school back in the South because my family's from Mississippi. So I know that. I know we can do better. You guys are God-fearing people. I've heard it. Can we have a revival? And that revival can be part of District 3 and the history of it. Because, baby, my nephews are writing about it. I've never been political in my life, ever, to do this kind of thing right here. But I'm speaking for the generations to come. I moved here. I found out later on, but I'm here for a reason. And we're doing God's work. These are God's people.
Is there anyone else?
James Peterson, 70 Crooked Creek Way, Covington, Georgia. I do agree with Commissioner Long. We need more transparency in this community. After all of the scandals that have passed, we need to be able to go into the district website or the county website and see upcoming events, not a day before, but actually so that we can plan maybe a week ahead of time instead of just a day. Oh, you should have attended this meeting. Well, I only found out about it yesterday. So we need to have transparency and upcoming agenda items posted more than a day ahead of time so that the people can actually voice their opinion. Thank you.
Okay, at this time, we'll close the public comments. Thank you. We'll have our board comments now. Commissioner Edwards.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just a couple of comments in response to some comments I heard. First of all, somebody, I forget who it was, said that nobody cares about the Factory Shoals Park and the green space down there. It's funny, every time I go down there, the place is full. Both sides of Factory Shoals Road are full. I don't know about the dead of winter, but spring, summer, fall, there's lots of people down there. Lots of people, not just of District 1 using it too, by the way. I met with, somebody made a comment about, I forget who it was, about myself having a meeting with Jeff Prine. I've met with Jeff Prine many times, but I could never pick a location for a park without the consent of the other four, without an official vote of the other four. So zero in on locations is kind of what we were doing, and it turns out we couldn't find a location that made the cut with the cost benefit analysis. So we're spending the money down at the existing park. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Commissioner Mason. No comment. I've skipped our county manager. I didn't know if he had anything. Nothing. Commissioner Cooper.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Couple things. First of all, I'm gonna start out when I said production. That was basically, and I know that as soon as I get through town hall, it's gonna be on TikTok or social media, Facebook, and probably narrated to something totally different. So I did say that, but that wasn't in harm to anybody. My other thing is that I'm passionate about the youth center as well. I've been trying to do this ever since 2006, so it's not anything new. And I want this youth center, and more than anything, I think it's youth center. Maybe clear this up: is it youth center, park, or both, or because I've been asked that question: is it one or two separate? So it's two different projects. Okay, so we can have a park and a youth center if that's the case. Okay. But I do want to see a park. So, and the fact that I'm not holding it, I don't think I'm holding it. Am I holding this situation? I know we were looking for land process. I know we went through the process of looking for a grant, and I don't know with that. So this has been through two other commissioners before me. So, and I think I've been here 9 months. And like I said, I'm passionate about it. And I want this youth center more than anything because, I get a lot of phone calls, people calling, different situation, calling my pastor, my spiritual leader. I want this to move forward. I want this, but I want it done in a right way where also the youth is going to get benefit from this and make it about the youth. I definitely want to make sure it's about the youth. So, and I know Saddlebrook been here. We're trying to get road repair. I think, matter of fact, it's on the list. I went out and heard some of the people said, hey, we hadn't had road repair in 20-some years. We're getting road repair. Things I'm working on. And yes, I'm not the most savvy for doing websites and things like that. I'm not afraid to admit I'm not afraid at all. So, and I'm working on it. I'm gonna get better with that. Yes, I am. I said it a few times before. I am gonna do my own listening session. I do want to hear from the people, but at the same time, I am still interim as well, and so I gotta make sure that I'm still knowing my position in interim. That I don't want to put anything out there that someone behind me, possibly behind me, will come and have to deal with. So, but like I said, I love Newton County. I've been here all my life. I'm not planning on going anywhere. So, I'm here.
Commissioner Henderson.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Well, first of all, I just would like to thank the young ladies who invited me to the meeting at the West Side Precinct. And I just want to say this: I don't mind going to any meeting at any time. I don't mind being criticized or talked about at the meeting. You say what you want to say about me, but I'm gonna be there and stand up and work to the best of my ability to help you if I can. And I think one of the things that I last left with concerning data center was that all of them are not going to be approved. I understand that, but some are going to be approved, and so we need to let them know whatever you want to let them know. But at the end of the day, if they are approved, you need a plan B. We need to make sure that if some money's coming out of it, if the county going to receive some money, that they don't forget about us and do something good in the community. So, and I think I said it was maybe 2 that I felt like was going to be approved, even though they're not yet there yet. But I think they probably will be, and we're not going to have too much of a say in it, other than the fact about the water capacity and some stuff, because they already have submitted them to the county. Then maybe we go back and find something that we can do, maybe slow down the next one to come. Maybe have some and written down, give the lawyer something written, maybe slow them down, but they're coming because we had a water and the land is out there. And most of the people who, from the best of my knowledge or ability, I know are developers, and they have a lot of land they have bought up in Newton County. So there's something that's coming. It's my understanding it's going to be like bring revenue about $100 million. I don't know whether it's a year or at a certain length of time, but it could be bringing in a lot of money. It's backed by our president, President Trump. So it's probably going to happen. Next thing I want to talk about is that we need some help for our clerk. I can stop by her office and she be inundated with a whole lot of work. That's what I know that's what she needs. And so only thing I'm saying is let us do the same that we would do for anybody who's working hard, needs some help. And I think she's doing a very excellent job. And if she has some help, she could do more work. And so I think that's our responsibility. We're gonna have one clerk, and she have 5 people that she have to, help. And I know she helped me a little bit more than others, and which I'm very appreciative. So we need to think about getting her some help. And last but not least, I want to thank our chairwoman, Ms. Hayes, because she had worked hard, listened to us, argue. You think we do some arguing out here? Wait till we get in that room over there, and there'll be some arguing. And most of the time, the talk be me. But I always pray, and I thank her. And she could be sitting at home in an easy chair, probably with the grandkids, but instead she's staying late at night. But eventually, by and by, these 2 times will also pass. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Commissioner Long.
Patiently. I want to address a couple of things that were brought up tonight. The UDO, I had sent some people some information about that. Nobody's hiding anything. If you guys remember the last meeting and the committees, I myself and several of the other commissioners were not happy with the first draft that we got some information on. And we sent a strong message back to the committee and to the company that's working on the UDO that we did not want the cookie cutter version, so go start over. So that's why it's taking so long, okay? So nobody's hiding anything, nobody's not being transparent, is that we sent it back. We've all had meetings with planning and zoning about that. I have, and I think a couple others have, had meetings with planning and zoning. I spent 3 hours there. You know, real estate is my background. I feel like I can add a lot to it. And graciously, the other commissioners say, that's your background. Everybody has a specialty. If it's insurance, we ask Stan. He knows about insurance. Different things, marketing, whatever every commissioner has, they have something that they can add to something. Mine is real estate. So I feel like I have some advantage on some of these things with the UDO. I don't know everything. I don't know what everybody wants. That's why I want it transparent to be out there so people can see it and make notes on it and send in suggestions. I want to make a comment that Commissioner Cooper, myself, and County Manager Brown are looking for land. I am in real estate, guess what? And I can pinpoint some properties. I will not be part of the transaction at all, but it will be something that I can say, go look at this piece of land. I will not receive any money for that. But, you know, I do know where they are. I do know that some ideas that I've thrown out, you know, I'm not going to let anybody sit here and tear County Manager Mr. Brown apart because he is working his tail off. And I actually had a meeting with him and told him, please don't burn out because he's working himself to death. And I am submitting land and asking people to look at these parcels that I'm looking at so we can try to get that. Nobody wants to sit here for 35 minutes and hear everybody yell about the park. Okay, I understand your passion. I think it's great that you guys are passionate about it. You know, we need to get on it. We have had some problems with land because there is so much chatter about it. It's very hard to buy land when people will immediately when we find a piece of land, they jack the price twice on us, and it would be overappraised. We cannot pay overappraised value for land. So with all the hoopla, they know about it. They know we're looking for land on the west side of the county. So it does make it difficult to do that. And I'm not making excuses. It's happened several times to us. So that's one of the reasons. You know, this is not an easy job. I think we get yelled at a lot and people don't like us and people think we're taking all their money and whatever else. There's so much I could say about what this job is, and it is exhausting. You try to do this and do your full-time job. It's okay, though. I'm passionate about it. I enjoy doing this. I think I know more about data centers than I ever thought I would know. Commissioner Basin and I took classes. We're on some boards coming up. We're doing all this stuff about data centers. And we're finding out that there has to be a pause on these data centers because there's so much that we don't know, and it's moving so fast. So I commend the city for doing what they did, and they're putting in a moratorium so they can also look at ways to make sure that we get this right and not wrong. So I do talk about it a lot because I'm trying to get community involvement. If you don't know something's going on your road and there's been nothing said, then guess what? You don't know. And I want you to know. So those are the things that I'm passionate about. And if the lady with the light pole will come talk to me, I'll help you get that light pole straightened out. That's it. The street light.
That's it.
That's it. Thank you. And thank you for everything you're doing. I don't think you thought you would be here this long, but we don't want anybody else. We like our mom that we currently have, okay?
Thank you. Well, at this time, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting. All in favor? Thank you all for coming.